Sundaranand Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sundaranand Prabhu. Welcome to the call, Prabhu. We are very fortunate today to have your association. And today the topic will be Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7 and Text 1. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mother.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for accepting the call in the last minute. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna. Yeah, my obeisance to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kupasindubhyevacha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you. So we'll offer prayers and then we can start from there. I'll also pull up the verse. 7:1. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Om Agnanati Minandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chekshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desa Tarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'm grateful for this opportunity to read Srimad Bhagavatam, to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, to meditate on Srimad Bhagavatam, and to get an opportunity to discuss also with all of you. Because I know most of you are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam every day, studying Srimad Bhagavatam every day. That's a great fortune. So I'm eager to hear your discussion also, more than me sharing today. I'll share a few things based on the wonderful context and the Srila Prabhupada purport. And then I'll also like to hear from you, any other thoughts you might have, and all the wonderful things you might be hearing and reading and realizing in your own life while practicing devotion. So we'll go through the verse. Today is the first verse of the 7th chapter of the 7th canto. So let me see what is the title of the chapter is. What Prahlada learned in the womb. That is the title of the chapter. Let me open the verse again. Srinarada Uvacha Evam Daitya Sutai Prishto Mahabhagavato Suraha Uvachatan Smayamanaha Smaran Mad Anubhashitam. Synonyms. Sri Narada Uvacha. The great saint Narada Muni said, Evam, thus, Daitya Sutai, by the sons of the demons, Prishtaha, being questioned, Mahabhagavataha, the exalted devotee of the Lord, Asuraha, born in a family of demons, Uvacha, spoke, Tan, unto them, the sons of the demons, Smayamanaha, smiling, Smaran, remembering, Matanubhashitam, what was spoken by me. Translation and purport by Sri Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada ki jai. So a wonderful verse. Narada Muni said, so Narada Muni is speaking, although Prahlad Maharaja was born in a family of asuras, asuras means demons, he was the greatest of all devotees, Mahabhagavata, like that is. So Prahlad Maharaj is indicated as Mahabharata. By whom? By his guru. Narada Muni himself is telling his Mahabhagavata. Having thus been questioned by his class friends, the sons of the asuras, demons, he remembered the words spoken to him by me. So Prahlad Maharaj remembered the words spoken by his guru Narada Muni and replied to his friends as follows. So Narada Muni is telling, great Mahabhagavata Prahlad Maharaj, when his friends asked him a question, then he is responding first by remembering my words as Guru, and then he's responding to his friends. Like that, he's introducing the topic before he talks about what Prahlad Maharaj actually says, like that. So the purport by Srila Prabhupada. When he means Prahlad Maharaj, when he was in the womb of his mother, Kayadu, Prahlad Maharaja listened to the words of Narada Muni, who is Prahlad Maharaj's Guru. One cannot imagine how the baby in an embryo could hear Narada. But this is spiritual life. Progress in spiritual life cannot be obstructed by any material condition. I'll repeat again. This is one of the main themes for today's class. Progress in spiritual life cannot be obstructed by any material condition. This is called ahaituki apratihata. Reception of spiritual knowledge is never checked by any material condition. See, Sri Prabhupada in this short purport of three sentences purport is making his point very clear for us. That reception of spiritual knowledge is never checked. Check means never stopped, never blocked by any material condition. Thus, Prahlad Maharaja, from his very childhood, spoke spiritual knowledge to his class friends. And certainly, it was effective, although all of them were children. So, Sri Prabhupada is writing that there is no material obstacle, there is no material condition that can stop the spiritual life, that can stop the progress of spiritual life, that can stop receiving of spiritual knowledge, that can stop the receiving of transcendental knowledge. Number one. So, given that point, he's saying that is why Prahlad Maharaj is speaking transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge to his class friends. That means understanding that the spiritual knowledge can be received by anybody under any condition. Even if they're demonic children, doesn't matter. Still it will work on them. With that confidence, he is speaking. And he's telling the result also. And the result also was that it was effective also. That means it gave a good result. The transmission happened. Spiritual knowledge transmission happened. It was received by them properly. Even though they are small children. The two children of Asuras is described in the verse. Like that, right? So nice section. Lots of different directions we could go. But I thought we'll focus on this, how spiritual life is to be done in an uninterrupted manner, irrespective of all material conditions that we might face in our life. That is the focus I want to place today. So before we get there, we'll discuss some context and also a little bit more about the Prahlad Maharaj's greatness itself as a devotee. And then let us reflect on the obstacles that we might face in our life and how we can work with them, how we can go past them, how we can continue in our devotion service irrespective of those obstacles that we have in life, those material, what appears to be material obstacles, what are material obstacles, but then how we can continue devotion service. That is the overall theme. So please be reflectful in your own life and consider how we can all continue in our devotion service with in a swift manner, in sincere manner, in serious manner, irrespective of what are material conditions we are all facing through in this life. Because each of us, for sure, will have some material conditions that are not so favorable for our devotion service. And from time to time, some of them may be even more intensified also, that it becomes almost impossible to deal with. Sometimes it feels like. So that is the overall theme for today. So before we go to that theme and learn some lessons, so let's go through the overall context. Overall context of the Srimad Bhagavatam itself is that Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parishad Maharaj. At what time? When he's just about to die in 7 days. That time he's speaking. Already several days would have passed on because we are already in 7th canto. So the overall context is whatever is described in Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very essential. It's not just time pass topic. It's very, very essential. That is why Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. That we need to remember always. Then we'll pay full attention in hearing Srimad Bhagavatam or reading Srimad Bhagavatam or studying Srimad Bhagavatam. In that overall context, Srimad Bhagavatam has 10 different topics that are described. These topics are given in the second canto, 10th chapter. I believe it's verse number 1. So the 10 topics are spread out throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. But however, even though the topics, all the 10 topics may be there in different cantos, this particular canto, 7th canto, is specially focusing on uti or inclination. So we're meant to get the inspiration from negative and positive examples of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj has a negative inclination. So to be as an enemy towards the Supreme Lord, to be against devotion service, to stop others from performing devotion service, even Prahlad Maharaj and others in his kingdom, like we saw in the last few chapters. So that is a negative example we can learn from how Hiranyakashipu, by being in that way, he degraded. He did not feel happy. It did not result in happiness. It did not result in satisfaction. It did not result in permanent enjoyment. That we need to understand. At the same time, by seeing the positive example of Prahlad Maharaj with positive inclinations in serving Krishna, in pleasing Krishna, we can understand how he's protected no matter what difficulties he went through, and how he stayed firm and fixed in his devotion service with lot of determination, irrespective of all sorts of material conditions, all sorts of material association he got in terms of teachers and students, others, and his father himself. And in spite of all sort of obstacles, how he could perform devotion service. That also we can take it as positive inspiration in our own small little life of devotion and practicing sincerely. So now, with understanding the bigger context of the Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto and the overall context of Srimad Bhagavatam itself, now going a little bit about how we ended up here in the 7th chapter, first verse. Of course, it's a lot of wonderful things we studied till now. There's a many wonderful sections, including the last chapter where Prahlad was speaking to his friends. So, but the main things I'll summarize very briefly only. So essentially, in the first chapter, we heard about how Supreme Lord is reciprocal. He reciprocates with our devotion. If somebody treats him as enemy, he will become his enemy. If somebody treats him like his friend, he will become his friend. But so that is one aspect we learned. But more than that, we learned is not only reciprocal, but is also very merciful. Not only merciful to those who are reciprocating nicely with him, but even with those who are treating him as like enemy also. Even if he kills somebody, even if he gives some punishment to somebody, it's for their own benefit. That's for their eternal benefit. For in the temporary circumstance, it feels like he's killing them. How is that benefit? But in the eternal life, as a spirit soul, is for their own benefit to come closer to Krishna only. So that's what we learned in the beginning chapters of the 7th canto. How Krishna is not only reciprocal, but is supremely merciful, even to enemies also. So these kind of messages are important for us to take into the heart to understand not only the greatness of Krishna, but also the sweetness of Krishna and merciful nature of Krishna. Then even if we make some big mistake in devotion service, then we can still remain hopeful of the mercy of Krishna. That's another thing. After that, we heard about how Hiranyakashipu, in the wake of his brother Hiranyaksha's death in the hands of Varahadev, he became very angry and he was treating Supreme Lord as his enemy. So then, in that episode, we learned how Hiranyakashipu started doing lots of atrocities against all the people, especially to destroy the Brahminical culture, thinking that Brahmanas are dear to Krishna, dear to Supreme Lord. So if we trouble them, then Supreme Lord also will be troubled, like that he thought. And then he did severe austerities to please Lord Brahma, and he thought he will attain immortality either directly as a request from Brahma. If that didn't work, he thought I will get an indirect way by asking this boon, this boon, this boon, this boon, this boon, like that. And then he got those boons. Then he thought I became immortal now. So then he became even more, he started doing even more atrocities against citizens, like that. And then we heard how Prahlad Maharaj was born, and Prahlad Maharaj to his surprise, to his shock, to his astonishment, Prahlad Maharaj became a devotee of Supreme Lord. So that was not palatable for Hiranyakashipu. So we heard how Hiranyakashipu tried in different ways to make him get away from devotional service to Supreme Lord and come towards the demonic propensities, engage in demonic propensities, and become an enemy of Supreme Lord, like that. So that's what he tried. In that angle, we heard some wonderful teachings that Prahlad gave to his father Hiranyakashipu. He says, "Oh, best of the demons," like that he addresses his father. But wonderful teachings we heard in that context also. Again, highly summarizing it. So one of the first occurrences, first interactions of Prahlad Maharaj with his father Hiranyakashipu, he asked, "Tell me what is the best thing you know." Then he talked about right away, without any hesitation, without any fear. He spoke the truth straightforward. What did he say? He said, those who are materially attached in household life, those who are in blind well of family life, they should give up such materialistic attached life and then go to the forest of Vrindavan and worship Supreme Lord with bhakti, perform bhakti. In essence, first instruction he gave his father is not in terms of instruction, instruction in one sense, but he said, "This is the best thing I know." He said, what is that? We should perform bhakti to the Supreme Lord. And then later on, he was not happy. Hiranyakashipu was not happy. So he was thinking some Vaishnavas gave him association. That's why he's learning this knowledge at a small age of 5 years old only. So then he sent him to the school of the sons of Sukracharya, Sanda and Amarka, where they started to teach him all the materialistic subjects. That means how we should divide people and work, Samadhana, Veda, all those aspects they're trying to tell. How to rule a kingdom by making some people friends, some people enemies, by dividing them. And basically all principles based on material dualities, happiness and enjoyment and suffering, like that kind of teachings they were giving. But Prahlad Maharaj did not accept those teachings because he already had the pure teachings from Narada Muni in his heart already. Then later on, in his second interaction with Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj again gave another instruction to Hiranyakashipu. When Hiranyakashipu asked this time he did not make the mistake of asking, "What is the best thing you know? Please tell me." He didn't ask like that. He said, "What is the best thing you learned from your teachers this time?" So he tried to be a little careful, because Hiranyakashipu knew that teachers will tell only material stuff to him. But Prahlad Maharaj took that question to mean, my real teachers are not this Sanda and Amarka. My real teacher is Narada Muni, who gave me teachings while I was in the womb of my mother, Kayadu. So he took it like that, and he told the best teaching he learned, which is perform bhakti in the 9 processes, using 9 processes, Navavida Bhakti. So, and then whoever performs bhakti in the 9 process is the best. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, all those 9 processes he describes. And so whoever performs them is best, like that. Hiranyakashipu, it was a blow to Hiranyakashipu. He was so angry that he thought this is not going anywhere. So he started telling again that what to do with the son. So we heard about different descriptions of how he tried to kill him in so many ways, by throwing him from the mountain, by putting him in the fire, by throwing him in the pit of snakes, by putting him in the elephant. So many things he tried, right? But nothing is successful. Actually, before this, there was a third interaction also, where uh, uh, so Prahlad Maharaj teaches some wonderful things to his students, where sometimes there was opportunity for Prahlad Maharaj to preach to other students when their teachers left for some time. That time, in the last chapter, fifth chapter, we heard how Prahlad Maharaj was teaching us that one should become Krishna conscious in this rare human life. This human life is very rare, at the same time very valuable. So we should utilize this human form of life to perform bhakti, to perform devotion service to Supreme Lord, instead of trying to enjoy senses and trying to get some sense gratification somehow or other. Because sense gratification will come, happiness will come no matter what. Like how we're getting distress, whether we want it or not, happiness will come no matter what, material happiness. So that's why he said, let us perform devotion service and don't get distracted with any sense gratification, number one. And the second big theme he said is that um, actually, if somebody is engrossed in material sense gratification like this, they cannot understand the real goal. What is my ultimate goal? They cannot understand. Instead, they will degrade themselves to go to hell, like that. And for them, only material pleasures are the most meaningful. That is the ultimate goal. Being happy right now is the most meaningful goal for them. So that is the other point he mentioned. So first theme he mentioned to his students, other fellow students, friends, was human form of life is very rare and very valuable. Let us do bhakti. That is the best thing we can do. And don't waste the time to get material sense gratification like that. Second thing he described is how we should not waste our human form of life, because it will come anyway. So whatever material happiness is destined will come anyway based on the past karma. So don't over endeavor for that. And then he says, remember he also said material sense gratification, if somebody is focused, they'll get degraded to hell. Now what is the hope for such people he describes? What are the hopes for such people is if they get the association of pure devotees, and if they take shelter of the lotus feet of the pure devotees, if they bathe their body with the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees, that means if they're following the instructions of the pure devotees, then they can get purified, they can get elevated, and they can get out of the situation. That's the other thing he describes. Then he finally concludes his instructions in the last chapter, telling how we should perform devotion service to Krishna, to Supreme Lord, to please him. And he says it's very easy to please him because he's everywhere. He's even there as super soul in our heart also. So it's very easy to please him. Then he basically says there's no material unfavorable circumstance. Any circumstance we can please him. And he gives one of the important instruction of how to please him. One of the important instruction of how to please him is that by giving compassion to others, by being merciful to others, while we continue performing our devotion service, we are also compassionate and merciful to all other living entities. And what is the best way of extending compassion to others? By teaching the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, by teaching the practice of Krishna consciousness, by giving the small experiences of Krishna consciousness to others. So he tells them that is the best way we can please Krishna. So we are learning in essence from the last chapter instructions how we need to focus on devotional service in the short time we have in this lifetime for ourselves to please Krishna, and also to please Krishna, we need to extend ourselves to others in whatever little capacity that Krishna has given us, and with the mercy of Guru. So that is how we can please Krishna also. So we got the secret of pleasing Krishna, because all of us are doing bhakti to please Krishna only, not for anything else. So that will automatically give happiness to us in this life and beyond this life also. It's not like devotion service is a post-dated check that I'll be only be happy after this life. We can experience happiness now also with the proper guidance and with the proper practice of bhakti. Yeah. So that's what we learned from the 5th chapter. Now going to the 6th chapter. In this 6th chapter overall, Prahlad Maharaj will talk about. One more thing I'll mention was 5th chapter because that is a connection to the 6th chapter. So after the students heard these wonderful, wonderful instructions from Prahlad Maharaj, they asked a doubt. Prahlad, you are also learning from the same teachers as we, number one. Then how did you learn this from, where did you learn this? Yeah, actually before that question, Prahlad Maharaj actually wants to impress on them not only the need to do bhakti, but he also wants to impress on them Guru Sampradaya. He wants to tell the importance of Guru and how we should hear from Guru. He wanted to establish Guru Sampradaya importance. So he tells, I learned all this from Narada Muni, he tells them, who taught me Bhagavad Dharma. Then, the moment they hear that, oh, you learned from Narada Muni? How did you hear that? Because you are always with the teachers only. It's very hard to escape from these teachers. We cannot go anywhere else. It's very hard to meet somebody else to listen from. How did you do that? Number one. Number two, even if you're not in the school, you were in the home, you were in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. There's no scope of meeting any Vaishnavas, any devotees. How do you hear that? That's the question they asked in the end of the 5th chapter. Now that is what is led to the 6th chapter now. So Narada Muni is describing this narration. So Narada Muni is continuing this narration in 6th chapter in this particular verse we read today. Then he starts to describe when Prahlad Maharaj's friends asked like this, how did you hear this from Narada Muni? How did it happen? Then Prahlad Maharaj remembered what he heard from his guru Narada Muni. And then he started speaking like that Narada Muni told in this verse, right? And then Narada Muni glorified his own disciple, Prahlad Maharaj, as Mahabhagavata devotee. That means top class devotee like that. So we'll discuss more on this verse now. So one thing is Narada Muni is describing Prahlad Maharaj as Bhagavata devotee, top class devotee. But Prahlad Maharaj was born in demonic family. He was born to the biggest of demons, best of the demons, as he calls himself, his father, Hiranyakashipu. He's born in a demonic family, but he still became a devotee. That means whether I'm born in a devotee family, demon family, whether born in a Brahmana caste family, Kshatriya family, Vaishya family, Sudra family, does not matter. Wherever I'm born doesn't matter. I can still practice bhakti. I can still get to the topmost stage of bhakti, Mahabhagavata stage of bhakti. Not just so bhakti also. I can get to the topmost stage of bhakti. That is the inspiration we can take from here, from Prahlad Maharaj's personal example in this verse itself. And so that means there is no such material impediment like Prabhupada is talking about, right? The main theme. The birth, where I'm born, what caste I'm born, in which country I'm born, is not a impediment for me to practice bhakti, not an impediment to reach the highest stages of bhakti also. That is the one main inspiration we can take from this verse. So then, how is it possible that we can, irrespective of our birth condition, we can go to that highest stage of bhakti? That again we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj and Narada Muni example. So in this chapter, we'll hear more about it. So I'll not go into the details. But essentially, Prahlad Maharaj will narrate how he heard Krishna Katha while he was in the womb of Kayadu, while he was in the womb of his mother Kayadu, directly from another Mahabhagavata devotee, Narada Muni. So by that association of great devotee Narada Muni, by hearing Krishna Katha eagerly, attentively, submissively, he actually came to this highest platform of bhakti, Mahabhagavata devotee. That is the secret. So we need to learn from the secrets we are hearing from Srimad Bhagavatam. And then that should inspire us to always seek the association of such great souls, Mahabhagavata devotees, such great sadhus, such great gurus. We need to seek association of them somehow or other. sometime or the other, as much as we can get. We should be eager to get such association from them. And what is the association we should get? Not just we sit with them in the car, not just sit with them in the flight, not just sit with them in the train. The best association we can get from them is to hear from such Mahabhagavata devotees. That's what we should anchor for. And that's what we should value. Our value. So when we hear these narrations like that, our aspirations and values should be realigned to what is favorable to bhakti, to reach our ultimate goal of developing Krishna Prema, to situate in pure devotion service to Krishna, like that. So then we realize, wow, I need to try to get as much association as possible. That means every day, no day should be left without hearing from a pure devotee, the highest class pure devotee, like our Srila Prabhupada, for example, or any of our Guru Varga, should make some time to hear from our greatest Mahabhagavata devotees. That is one lesson we can learn. So how does this happen? I don't have any time. I need to do so much work, office work. I need to take care of my wife. I need to take care of my husband. I need to take care of my children. I need to do my temple services. I need to do service to my friends. I need to take care, help my friends. I need to help my relatives. So many obligations are there. But still, when I value the association of Mahabharata devotees as a topmost, when I establish my goal in bhakti is to reach the Krishna Prema, when I value that as my topmost goal, then I can align everything I do in my life with that ultimate goal. That means practically it may seem that I may not have time. Let us say that is really true. I don't have any time because of so many duties I'm doing. I'm the only one saving the whole earth. Then what I can do, I can still hear while I'm shaving, while I'm taking shower, while I'm getting ready, while I'm walking, while I'm driving, whatever little opportunities we get, we can still make use of that. That is the least we can do. Better than that is keeping a dedicated time for hearing and hear something attentively, eagerly, like that. So that is another important theme we can learn from our life. So now Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb and still he could hear from Narada Muni. That is another important thing we can learn from, which is for spiritual knowledge to transmit or for spiritual progress, there's no material obstacle that can stop it. Meaning, for example, spiritual sound vibration is so potent. For example, we might see sometimes our children are running here and there while we are hearing Krishna Katha. We might think it is not having any effect on them. They may not be able to pay so much attention at their small age, unfortunately. But still, it still has the effect on them. You'll be surprised when you ask something, they'll share something. We'll think, when did they hear this? He's always running around when I'm hearing classes. So, but still it's the effect is there like that. Another thing is, you might have heard this pastime of Prabhupada used to say, even if somebody doesn't know the language, still it has effect. I have actually personal experience. Before we go there, Prabhupada used to encourage his disciples, uh, Western disciples, to stay even when he's giving a class in Gujarati or Hindi. Even they don't understand, because the sound vibration coming from pure devotee, it will purify our soul. That is the magic of the Sravanam and Kirtan process. That is one thing. Even in my personal life, I saw example. There are people who know only their mother tongue, Telugu, for example. They don't know English at all. So they just kept on hearing from mentor and guru. By hearing like this, slowly they started picking up some English words. Slowly started picking up some English sentences. Slowly, now they can give classes also. Now they can understand the whole class in English. Before, somebody has to explain them the class. After the English class is over, somebody needs to explain them in Telugu. Now they can understand the whole class and they can tell class. They can speak some English also. Not because they went to English classes to learn English in 30 days. All by doing devotional service, just by hearing. I'm amazed when I see such examples of some devotees who are like that. So like that, pure devotee sound vibration, this transcendental vibration is very powerful. Another thing is, what are the essential ingredients for the spiritual knowledge to transmit from the transmitter to receiver, from the speaker to the audience? So the two main ingredients are two best ingredients we can get, two best circumstances we can get is we can get the Mahabhagavata pure devotee speaker. That's the best we can get. So who is sincere in its heart, who is very, who has himself has a guru, who has himself learned from guru properly, not is speculating from his mind whatever he wants. So who is following the devotion service nicely. Such a devotee who has a heart that is free of material contaminations. If he shares, then that is the ideal condition, number one. Now, second thing is we as a audience receiver, we should be eager to receive the knowledge or the spiritual knowledge and spiritual uh, transcendental knowledge from the speaker. Eager, and we should be attentive, and we should be submissive. That is the best. When these two combinations are there, best speaker, best audience is there, and of course, best subject matter is subject matter related to Krishna Kada. When this is there, then the transmission of bhakti can happen perfectly. In this case, Narada Muni was a pure devotee with no material contaminations in his heart and full spiritual attachment to Supreme Lord. When such a person speaks, those attachment is transferred to the audience. That sincerity is transferred to audience. That whatever love they have to Krishna is transmitted to audience. That's why we seek the highest association whenever possible. And then the audience, when I'm eager to receive, then I will understand many aspects and I will receive it in the heart, not just in the mind level. I'll hear and leave it. I'll receive it in the heart when I'm eager to hear. And when will I receive? When I think I have something to listen to him. That means when I'm submissive. When I think I'm great, I will not be able to receive anything. Because to receive something, we should be on a lower platform. So if I want to receive something, I need to at least try. Maybe he learned something. He has one thing that he learned from his guru. One thing he's learned from his sadhu. One thing he's learned from Shastra. Maybe that will benefit me. Even if I have for a whole 1 hour, for example. That simple faith we have, some simple submission we place, we can gain a lot. Then, because many times we hear so many classes, we read so many things. But if you do the same hearing, same studying, same reading, with a faith and submissiveness, that this reading will help me, this hearing today will help me. Krishna will speak something through this person. Krishna will speak something through Srila purport to me. When we have placed that faith and do the reading, do the hearing, then we'll benefit immensely like that. That's another aspect we can learn from this section. So now, going to other point about material impediments. Many times people will think, I'm the only person in this world with all these material problems. Everybody is happy. See, he has nice husband, she has nice husband, so she can practice devotion service nicely. He has nice wife, that's why he can practice devotion service nicely. He has nice children, that's why he can practice devotion service nicely. He has wonderful job, 9 to 5 job, that's why he can practice nicely. He works from home, that's why he can practice nicely. He has wonderful health, that's why he can practice nicely. But for me, my parents are not devotees. I am born in a place where I did not know about Krishna. I'm so unfortunate. I did not study anything big. I was I stopped my studies from 5th class. I don't have any friends who are devotees. My husband and wife doesn't want me to do devotion service. I cannot even eat prasadam at home because they don't let me eat prasadam. I cannot chant before them. I cannot hear before them. I cannot go to temple. All sorts of material obstacles are there for us. Now, in spite of all these things, how can we practice devotion service? That is important for us to know. So, there are many ways to discuss this topic. I will take at least 2-3 directions. one direction I will take is we can take the help of philosophy, people, and practice. This is coming from Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Swami Maharaj, where he shares the inspiration in relation to Dhruva Maharaj pastime. So basically, when we read Shastra, when we hear Shastra from others, Guru and Sadhu, then we need to collect inspirational points from them, where we can develop inspiration that Krishna is great and I am Krishna's part and parcel. I am servant of Krishna. That Sambandha Grana we need to understand. Number one. Number two, we need to develop the confidence in Krishna, that Krishna is my Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam. Krishna is my best well-wisher. In any circumstance, every circumstance, he is my best well-wisher. So he will support me. In any circumstance, he will take care of me. And he knows my situation. Not that he's trying to see, oh, he's not chanting his rounds, he's not hearing, so I will punish him. He's not looking for that. He's looking, oh, poor guy. He has a bad health. He has too much office work, but still he's chanting his rounds. Wow. I need to give him more mercy so that he can read Bhagavatam also 5 minutes every day. Oh, he's reading Bhagavatam already 5 minutes every day? Okay, let me give him some more mercy so that he can hear Bhagavatam every day for 10 minutes. Like that, Krishna is there to give mercy for us. So when we reading scripture, we collect inspirational points, inspirational contemplations for us. So that way, we can develop our confidence in Krishna and the confidence in Bhakti, our confidence that we'll get success. That's also important. Sometimes we may think Krishna is great, Bhakti is great, but I'm not great, so I cannot get anything in Bhakti. That guy is great in Bhakti, so he can go well. That's not true. Each of us can get the ultimate goal in Bhakti, Krishna Prema. That is possible for us. Why it's possible? Not because we're great. Because Krishna is great and Krishna is sweet, more than being great. So that is with that confidence in Krishna, with that confidence in merciful nature of Krishna, we can practice our Bhakti. That is number one. That means we're getting through hearing from Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, we develop confidence in Krishna, confidence in Bhakti, interest in Krishna, interest in Bhakti, and faith that we can practice Bhakti, faith that we can achieve Bhakti, and then we develop aspirations to that my ultimate goal in life is not to become CEO of my company. My ultimate goal in my life is not to become the best husband. My ultimate goal is not to become the best wife, not to become the best mother, not to become the best father, not to become the best friend, not to become the nicest person in the world, nicest person in the locality. Not that. My ultimate goal is to become the best devotee of Krishna. Not because others will say I am best devotee, so that Krishna will be pleased. That is my ultimate aspiration, to become a nice devotee of Krishna. So this is what we can develop from philosophy. Now next aspect is people or devotee association. We need to collect wonderful mentors in our life for maintaining good health, for maintaining good financial condition, for maintaining, for understanding some technical problems with computer if you want help. We need to collect mentors in our life. Like Vaishnav Prabhu says, we need to collect mentors in our life. Like that, we should collect mentor for spiritual life also. Then, with the help of mentor, we can always have an open relationship with them and get guidance from them, get inspiration from them, get encouragement from them, get support from them in times of difficulties. So, and develop aspirations from their association like that. That is, in the people aspect, there is one primary relationship which we have, which is with our Guru, Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru, and our mentor. That is one primary relationship we have. And then we have peer relationships with others also at the same time, because everybody is supporting Bhakti. Not just because of my Guru and mentor, I will grow in Bhakti. I will also grow in Bhakti because of my peer, mentor, friends relationship. Because sometimes I may not be in position to understand what my guru is telling, even what my mentor is telling, even what when my friend tells me, I get it because I experienced it in sometimes myself. My friend shares me some simple thing that he is practicing in his life that gave me so much inspiration. Then I connected. Oh, that's what my Guru Maharaj is telling for so many years. That's why my mentor is telling for so many months. Oh, like that. That is why it is important to have relationships with devotee friends also. Then we can gain inspiration and grow together. Something that we gain realization, we share with others. And then we hear their realization, then we also grow in bhakti. Guhyam akyati prichati, like Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Instruction, verse 4. That's part of loving exchanges. So don't discount that peer relationships. Always maintain the relationship and don't just discuss about how is your health, how is your job, how is your visa. Don't stop there. That's okay to discuss. It's important to develop relationships like that. But go beyond that to our spiritual goal. What are you hearing, Prabhu? Can you share some inspiration you got recently? Can you share some realization you got recently, Prabhu? I, I want to hear, but I have so much work these days. Last 1 week, I could not hear much. Can you please share something so I'll benefit? Like that, we can take association. We can take association from our family members. My dear wife, I've been so busy with work this week. I know you hear every day in Bhakti Sanga. Can you please share something you heard today so that I can benefit from that? I know you read Bhagavatam every day 10 minutes. Can you share something what you learned? Like that, we can take association from each other in the family also. So that's the people aspect. Then third aspect is the practice, which is very, 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 very important. Because we can hear a lot of philosophy, we can read off a lot of philosophy, we can have access to the greatest people in the world as an association. But if we don't practice what we learn, then we're not going anywhere. So it's important to practice what we hear, what we learn, what we observe in other devotees, especially in positive, in terms of spiritual practices, in terms of spiritual aspirations, like that. So we practice bhakti in our own life. That means we don't stop there. Wow, chanting is nice. Wow, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is nice. Don't stop there, but we chant every day nicely. We hear every day nicely Srimad Bhagavatam. And we try to gain that inspiration from Srimad Bhagavatam, like our senior devotees are getting, like our friends are getting. We also try to get that inspiration. So when we practice like that, what happens is we personally see how Krishna is investing in our life, investing in our growth in devotional life. When we see that, that will propel us like a rocket. When we hear from philosophy, Shastra, how Bhakti is great, Krishna is great, or from Sadhu, it will propel us little bit to try. And then when we hear from our mentor and our fellow devotees, how Bhakti is helping them, how Krishna is doing miracles in their life, it will propel some more. But when we observe, wow, I didn't have this capacity before. I didn't think that this will change. But how did this material obstacle went away? It's definitely Krishna's mercy only. When we get that realization one day, that Krishna is helping me in my life, then we'll go like a rocket in bhakti. That doesn't mean we don't need Shastra, we don't need Guru and devotee association. It doesn't mean that. It means now we're not only inspired to grow in bhakti with our own strength, now we're more and more inspired to go to Guru to get more inspiration, to go to Guru to go get more understandings of bhakti and Krishna, to learn about Krishna. Same thing with Shastra, like that. So we'll be more and more inspired like that. So these are three aspects we talked about: taking help of philosophy, people, and practice. Yeah, these we can learn. With these three things, we can learn how we can practice bhakti in spite of all the obstacles we have. Let us say I cannot do anything in bhakti. I can still remember Krishna. That much I can do. Let us say I cannot do arti. I can at least think in Krishna, think in my mind, my dear Krishna, I am offering you this beautiful blue lotus flower to you today. Please accept it. Thank you so much. Like that we can do. It took only 3 seconds for offering. Even if you don't have altar, you can do that. Like that we can perform bhakti in any material condition. That inspiration we can get through these 3 places. Yeah. So when we get that practicing ourselves, when we get some taste in bhakti, taste of reciprocation from Krishna, we'll go fast. That is one thread way we can analyze how to work on how material obstacles, nothing can stop our bhakti. Yeah. There are many other ways to deal with it. Another way I thought I will share with you is from a story of Hanuman, because I was meditating on this pastime when I was speaking at a temple recently for Ramanavami. So that time I was reading from His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's book. He has a book called Wisdom from Ramayana. So I don't know, you cannot see properly. I think book name is Wisdom from Ramayana. There's a nice article in that book. I really liked it, and it also connected with what I heard from my Guru Maharaj. He's only Srompasa Maharaj also during the yatra that we went recently. There's wonderful principle he mentions. I like the principle, so I will share the principle first, and then we'll discuss about Hanuman's story, how Hanuman went from leap to Lanka, crossing the ocean. What we can learn from Hanuman, how he worked on obstacles, what can we learn from him also, we can learn from him also. But I want to share one broad principle that I heard from my Guru Maharaj in Yatra, which is very much connected to it, but it encapsulates the principle in a simple way for me. Each of us is different. Hopefully it inspires some of you. So the inspiration I got is this. So in Bhakti, our highest goal, our ultimate goal is to develop our relationship with Krishna and to please Krishna. So that is our goal. That means no matter what happens in our life, so we need to be focused on how I can improve in my relationship with Krishna. That's the main principle. If you don't remember anything at all in this class, let us remember that our main goal in Bhakti is to grow in our relationship with Krishna. That is the main thing we are doing in Bhakti. So in order to do that, while doing that, there are several material obstacles that might come in our way. And Krishna tests us in an indirect way. What are the tests? They're in 2 broad categories. Okay, I'm encapsulating everything. Then we'll go into details also. So my goal is to grow in my relationship with Krishna. Now, 2 broad tests that coming in my life as a devotee. First is Krishna will give me some extra enjoyment to take. So I'll keep now, because I got some extra enjoyment. Now I can say, wow, this enjoyment is so nice. I will keep on enjoying now. That's all. I'll stay there. Now, that is a test from Krishna. So what are the 2 choices I have when I get material enjoyment like that in my life as a devotee? The 2 choices I have is, yes, I want to take material enjoyment, Krishna. I don't want you for now. I know my ultimate goal is Krishna Prema. I know my ultimate goal is to develop relationship with Krishna, but let us pause for a minute. Let me enjoy for some time. That is option 1 I can take. Option 2 I can take is, my dear Krishna, I know this enjoyment seems very tempting. It seems very nice to indulge in, but my goal is to develop relationship with you. So I want to say no to you. My yes is to you. I'm saying yes to you only, Krishna. Please accept me. Please help me to continue growing in your bhakti, growing in my relationship with you. That is option 2. So that is the first test Krishna is giving us. So we can pass that test. In fact, in Bhakti, in Madhurya Kadamini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes that even with Bhakti, we get Labha, Puja, Pratishta. Labha means profit. Some profit will come. Somebody will give. Oh, you performing so nice Bhakti. Here is some donation for you. Here is something for you. Or Puja. That means they'll worship. They'll respect you more, thinking that you are a devotee. They don't know all the contaminations I have. All the contaminations I have in my heart. They don't know everything. But they think I'm a great devotee. So that is a puja. They're respecting, worshipping. And pratishtha, prestige. Oh, I became a big devotee now. Like that. So because devotees are merciful, they'll glorify us. They don't know all the bad things that we carry in our heart, so they'll glorify. So we need to be cautious about these also, Lava Puja Pradishta also, so that we're not carried away, and we carried away by giving up our relationship with Krishna. That is most important. Yeah, that is the one test. So we should pass that test. Let us say we do pass the test, which is difficult, but let us say we do pass that test. Then what happens is that then Krishna places a second test. What is the second test? Second test will give us problems in our life, our sufferings in our life, material conditions that will seem insurmountable in our life. Depending upon level is dependent upon our faith and our capacity also, of course. Krishna will not give anything more than we can handle. So we'll get the test of problems. Now what can we do? Options, option 1 and option 2 with the problems. Option 1 is, oh my God, I'll solve this problem once for all in my lifetime. Then I can do bhakti nicely, I can become pure devotee soon. But I need to solve this fellow. If I don't solve it, I'm not getting time for devotion. Let me solve it. Like that, every problem in my life I will keep on solving. Then what am I doing? I'm going into problem solving mode. I don't have any time for Krishna. I don't have any time for my relationship with Krishna. Option 1. Good intention. My intention is to solve all problems so I can do bhakti nicely, peacefully. But middle world is difficult to solve all problems so that you can do peacefully bhakti. That realization should come to us. That is option 1. Option 2 is, my dear Krishna, I have all these problems. Let me do whatever minimal I need to do for them so that I can do my bhakti. That whatever minimal I can do to solve the problems, to do bhakti, that much I will spend energy, time and enthusiasm. Not to make it 100% go away, that I can perform bhakti after 20 years, after 30 years, not like that. So I'll handle the problems in such a way, meaningfully, Krishna conscious way, but without losing all my energy for the problem only. I reserve some energy for my relationship with Krishna. Krishna, no matter what problems come, whether the problem goes away or not, I don't mind. But I want my relationship with Krishna. I want my relationship with you, Krishna. That is option 2. When we do that, Krishna will support us. Either he will take away the problems, or will reduce the problem, or he'll give the solution to the problem. Something will happen. But whether the problem goes away or not, he will give us the energy, time, and enthusiasm to practice bhakti at least, which is what we need. So that is the second way to understand this principle. That means we're trying to develop our relationship with Krishna. In our developing relationship with Krishna, we should be careful about not being strayed away by some kind of material enjoyment, or not being strayed away even by problem solving, trying to solve problems. We should not be problem conscious. We should be Krishna conscious. Yeah. This is another principle. I like it. Hopefully some of you like it also. Let us see. So next one is, another way to understand the same principle, how spirituality, when we are doing it in a purposeful way, a devotional purpose, with a devotional purpose in mind, how any material obstacle cannot come in our way. We can learn from Ramayana pastime also. This is a Hanuman pastime, where most of you must be knowing Ramayana, where Hanuman was trusted by Lord Rama to take a leap to Lanka to see if Sita is there and find her and give his message. Yeah, there is a context. Instead of spending so much time in Ramayana, I'm directly going to the pastime. Please forgive me. Ramayana is otherwise very, very sweet. And also, I'm not expert in Ramayana by any means. I just heard something from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu and read something from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. I know some of the devotees on the call, like Prithvi Lassi Mataji and few devotees, are experts in Ramayana also. So please correct me if I make any mistake. I'm sharing whatever I understood. Yeah. So now going to the pastime and what we can learn from this pastime. So the essence theme I'll mention so that way it's clear. So while we go through this pastime, we'll see Hanuman, while he's leaping towards Lanka, he faces different obstacles in form of demons like that. And then through his journey, we can learn what we can do in our bhakti with different things when we're faced with material obstacles. Yeah, that is the overall theme. So we can learn from that. Now let's go to the first theme. first theme is Great Chaitanya Charitamrita describes is, let the reflections reinforce our action. Okay. So that means what we're thinking, what we're contemplating, what we're absorbed in, that should help us to make action, to reinforce our action, to support our action, to accelerate our action. For what? For our ultimate goal in developing relationship with Krishna, to obtain Krishna Prema. So what we're contemplating is important. What we're reflecting on is important. Yeah. So let's go through the past time a little bit and continue. So while Hanuman when Hanuman was leaping, he was going with so much confidence that he was contemplating how his master Lord Rama has so much confidence on him. Because Rama, many of you know the pastime of Ramayana, where there were 4 different parties that were sent for searching for Mother Sita. And only to the party of Hanuman, only to Hanuman, Lord Rama personally gave his ring to Hanuman. If Hanuman finds Sita, so he can show this ring as a symbol coming from Rama, so she can believe and trust him as Rama's servant. So he gave that ring to him. That means Rama showed confidence in his servant Hanuman, that he can achieve this goal of finding Sita like that. So he is very grateful. His heart is filled with gratitude that his master has confidence in him. So he wants to do the service soon and achieve the mission to please his master like that. Such kind of positive emotions towards his master are propelling Hanuman towards his mission, towards his purpose. Number 1. Number 2, while he was flying on the ocean, there are so many stones. Many of you know the pastime where monkeys write the name of Lord Rama, holy name, Rama, and then place it in the ocean. They all float miraculously by the potency of the holy name. So Hanuman is seeing all these stones floating on the ocean with the holy name. And he remembers how Shastras describe that just by chanting the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this holy name, even the material ocean can be crossed to go back to spiritual world. What to speak of this small ocean that is there in the material world? You can cross the whole material world ocean. So he's getting inspiration from that. Wow, I have chanting the holy name. By chanting the holy name of my Lord, I can make anything happen. I can achieve this mission also. More than that, I can go to my ultimate goal like that. Similarly, we can take positive inspirations like that from scriptures or from Guru hearing. How potency of the holy name is helpful for us. Holy name is the essence for us. Just by chanting the holy name, we can get you all success. Like that, when you take these instructions, then we can strive towards the purpose with confidence. Then another thing he learns is, he remembers is, just before Hanuman leapt, it seems, his friends, the other vanaras that are there, right? All the different monkeys, vanaras, they told him, Hanuman, don't worry, we are with you. Till we come back, we'll do austerities for you. Not only austerities, we'll also offer prayers for you. So we'll offer prayers and we'll also offer austerities. We'll stand on one leg and offer prayers so that your mission will be successful like that. So he's feeling so much confidence and gratefulness for his peers who are supportive to him in so many different ways, that he's able to make that leap to take up this service. They are all praying. They're all doing austerities. For what? So that he can do his service to his master nicely. That gratitude is going. So similarly, you should carry these positive thoughts and then move forward in devotion service like that. Don't let negative emotions come in our way, a negative thought process come in our way to progress towards our goal. When we stay fixed in our purpose, and whatever positive thoughts are helping us from Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, we take them and with the confidence we move forward. That is the first lesson we can learn from Hanuman. Hanuman's journey towards Lanka. There are 4 lessons. So second one is about while he's passing like that, suddenly one mountain comes up in the middle. Her name is Mainaka. And she says, "Oh, my dear Hanuman, so nice to see you. Please rest here for some time." Actually, my your father, Lord Rama, your master Lord Rama, his father Dashrada, I'm so grateful for him. I want to do some service to his father, but he's not there. So I want to serve at least you, Master Rama. He's not there, but at least let me serve you. You are his dedicated servant. By serving you, I'm serving your Master Rama and his Rama's father Dashrada. So please accept my service. Can you please take some rest on my mountain? Like that, Mainaka asked him. And Hanuman obviously is like a devotee. This Mainaka mountain is asking, not not trying to stop him from his mission. So, and he also is not asking to help Hanuman. He's asking so that he can serve Lord Rama. So, it's proper etiquette to let other devotees' service also to go forward, right? All of us, we should not think about only my service, but we should make sure other devotees' service also is going forward. At least we should not stop their service. Better is we should help in their service. So it's proper etiquette to help in their service also. But by helping in their service, my service is getting affected. I need to go to Lanka quickly. What to do? So we can learn from Hanuman the proper Vaishnava etiquette and how to stay determined in the purpose. He does wonderful thing. He quickly lands onto the mountain and then touches it to his head also. And then he says, "Thank you so much for your offering. Thank you so much for your offering with so much love and devotion. I accepted your offering. But now I also need to go very quickly to fulfill the mission of my master. So please give me permission." Like that he asked nicely, politely. So he accepted the offer of service, and then he didn't stop his devotion mission. He quickly moved forward with the goal also. Similarly, whenever we get some facilities while doing devotion service, or whenever we get some little success, we should not just become complacent and stay there and enjoying that success, enjoying that facilities we have. We should stay fixed on our goal, my relationship with Krishna, like that. That is the second lesson we can learn from this pastime. Of course, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu puts it in very nice words. He said, "Don't let good come in the way of best." That means don't let the good become the enemy of the best. Okay? What does it mean? Let us say while doing devotion service, we get some benefit. We achieved some position. Oh, I'm struggling so hard in my chanting. Now I can chant my rounds. Wow, I can chant my rounds. I'm the greatest in the world. Don't stay there. Understand? Now I need to chant with attention. Now I need to chant with devotion. Let me get there next. Like that, we need to go to the best. Our best is to develop our relationship with Krishna, like that. So don't let the good be the enemy of the best. That is the second lesson. What is the first lesson? Let our reflections or contemplations reinforce our action towards our ultimate goal, ultimate purpose. Second one was, don't let the good come in the way of the achieving the best. Now going to the third one. Now Hanuman is going flying. And then another demon comes. This demon name is Surasa. He had a blessing. This demon had a blessing from Lord Brahma that anybody going from here, they need to enter her mouth. Otherwise, they cannot escape her mouth. She got the benediction, it seems. So she stops Hanuman. Then he actually is described. Yeah, I think in this one only is described that this Surasa. Let me look up also. Surasa demon was actually, yeah, she was asked by gods to test Hanuman's bala, strength and buddhi, intelligence, it seems. Because going on such a big mission, will he accomplish? Let us test him. Like that, demigods asked Surasa to test. So they asked to test her strength and intelligence. So this demoness Surasa invited him to his mouth because he said, nobody can escape my mouth. Then he said, Hanuman said, okay, I can enter your mouth, but you need to become bigger than me. Become bigger than me, then I'll enter. So that Surasa increased the mouth big like that. Then the Hanuman make him even more big. Surasa increased the mouth bigger. Hanuman make him bigger. Surasa became bigger. Like that, they doing like competition, they're going on. Suddenly, Hanuman changed the strategy. So he changed strategy, it became very small. He entered the mouth of Surasa quickly in a second, and he came out also right away. So before even Surasa realized that he came into the mouth also, because her idea was you can close the mouth and finish Hanuman. But Hanuman, with using intelligence, he defeated her like that. So basically, Hanuman showed his strength by becoming strong, and he showed intelligence by becoming small and coming out like that. Then he requests her, my dear Surasa, please let me go on my way. And then Surasa gives him permission and gives him blessings, so he will be successful in the mission like that. So from this lesson, what we can learn is, we can learn which battles to fight and which battles to skip. That means we need to develop maturity to pick our battles. So he didn't go into the competition mode. Why should I? He shouldn't go into egoistic mode. I'm going big, she's going big. Let me go to the biggest so she cannot become big anymore. Then I will win. He didn't go to the winning mode. I need to win. I need to be right. He didn't go into that mode. Instead, he gave up that ego and he became very small and still focused on his purpose. That is more important. Winning the argument, winning the fight is not important for him at this time. But going on the purpose is important like that. So stay fixed on the purpose. Similarly, humility, one of the sign of humility, one of the meaning of humility, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu describes, is not let our ego come in our way of purpose. So like that, even our relationships with our wife, husband, children, our relationship is more important than winning an argument or being right, being right or being correct or being winning getting the win like that. That's not more important many times. So we should be careful that by dealing with this fight, will I go progress in my devotion service, or is only blocking me, is wasting my time? I cannot do chanting because of fighting with her, fighting with him like that. That's the third lesson we can learn. Third lesson is pick our battles, know which battles to fight and which battles to skip. That means, remember, this connects to the other thing we discussed. We'll have so many problems in life. If I start solving all the problems one by one, I'll not have time, energy, enthusiasm left for devotion service. So I need to pick which problems to solve that is important for my devotion service, and then leave the others. Clear? Okay, next, fourth lesson is about how when Hanuman is going further and further, there is another demon that came up in the way called Simhika. This demon, while he was flying fast, he got stuck. He cannot move anymore. Then he saw why. He saw down. He understood the Simhika demon had mystic opulences, mystic powers, that by shadow of a person, she could stop him. So like that, he stops him. She stopped him. So now Hanuman, there's no way for Hanuman to do anything now. What can he do? Not only she stopped him, she was drawing him into the mouth with great force. So then Hanuman did not resist her. He came quickly into her mouth and immediately went inside and fought inside the stomach and killed her. So one of the lessons we can learn from here is, when the theme, the way Chaitanya Charan Prabhu puts it is, when one door is closed, look for a door that has opened. Let us say I went into a room and I entered into a room from a door, but the door is locked now. Instead of thinking, when will this door open, only focused on that, look for other options. There is another door that got opened already, so I can go through this door outside. Like that, when some envious people, this Simhika demon represents envious people. When some envious people try to bring us down, try to trouble us, try to stop our devotion service, then instead of focusing only on that problem, have faith in Krishna, have hope in Krishna, that Krishna will show you a solution. Krishna show you some way, somehow, and stay in that faithful position. Then By not being in Anatta consciousness or problem conscious, by being in Krishna conscious, Krishna will help us to find another way, another door will open for us. Otherwise, if you only focus on this door, I will not see the other door that Krishna has opened us. For example, many times, devotees' life, they'll get one problem, but because of the problem, they get a bigger, nice thing happening. Many devotees have the experience with the big problem in their life, their spiritual growth propels like anything. So that's a bonus sometimes for us. That's the other thing. So basically, what we're learning from here is, irrespective of all the material obstacles that come in our life, I'm summarizing now, so that way you can share anything that you on the same topic from you. I can also learn from you. So basically, irrespective of whatever happens in our life, we need to stay fixed on our purpose and strive towards our purpose, irrespective of any other material blockings that come on our life. To do that, we can take help of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, association of devotees, and also our own practice in devotional service that gives us inspiration and confidence in Krishna and Bhakti. So that way, spiritual progress, spiritual progress is certain without any, in spite of any kind of material obstacles that we may be facing in our life currently. With the guidance of Vaishnavas, we can always grow in devotion nicely. Yeah, I'll pause here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there's any corrections or comments, please share, and feel free to share your inspirations and realizations that are very valuable for me in my devotion service also. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. What a wonderful class. Please accept my obeisances. So actually, I was thinking the class will be continuing. So it's very, very, very nice points you gave from Ramayana also, the 4 lessons, which was very, very amazing and very new to learn also. And thank you very much for accepting at the last minute and gave a very good recap of the chapter summary and a very good start of the next chapter also. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll go to the raised hands. Preeti Vilasini Mataji, please go ahead.
Hey Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much for this beautiful morning with loaded realizations from your class. It was a big inspiration to hear from you. Prabhu, I like 3 things I wanted to repeat. I don't have any questions, but my learnings for today. 3 things. One is about the importance of hearing. I think that was very beautifully said with 2 examples. I really loved the example of the person who didn't know English and who was hearing and eventually started giving classes in the same language. That is the power of the words that are coming from Mahabhagavats. So it's not just the language, but it's also how it creates a transformation in the heart. So I really like that point that you were mentioning about hearing, and especially relating it to Prahlad Maharaj's life, where he started hearing in the womb. And also taking association of Vaishnavas, what kind of association we should be taking. That was also very nicely spoken by you. And I loved the way you analyzed the hurdles that one may come through in devotional services. It's everybody's hurdles, not only what Hanuman went through. I mean, like, of course, it's in the form of a story, but it happens to all of us. And Hanuman's wisdom and Hanuman's strength, he was able to overcome all the 3 hurdles in the right way. And definitely we can take inspiration from his life to overcome all the hurdles that we also go through in devotional service. And as you said, the more challenges and difficulty we have, it also helps us to shape our Krishna consciousness in a right way. We can, by overcoming these hurdles, we also learn how our Krishna consciousness can grow and we can become better devotees. So thank you so much, Prabhu. A lot of learning points almost in every sentence that you spoke today. Of course, I won't repeat the entire class, but I'm very, very inspired. And thank you so much for giving this beautiful class without any preparation, as always. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Murthy, for sharing your relations also. It's helpful for me.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Actually, saying I was, you were speaking practically. Like I was thinking that whatever you were saying today in class was just reflecting for me. So, very nicely you were saying that The Lord gives us both enjoyment and also the problem solving options. So, but when that is a testing. So, but when that problem solving, when it comes, we just don't have to go to contemplate on that. Just we have to go on, do our bhakti. Then the Lord will give us the way. So, I just like that point. So, thank you for sharing that. And yes, of course, throughout the class, you were saying that there are material obstacles in this path of bhakti, but still, and one more point which you said in this class, whatever I said, you may not remember, but still we are contemplating to remember Krishna. So that was the thing which I liked the most, because most of the times it happens, the mind will be deviating here and there whenever we listen, right? But still we just focus and we just keep on remembering the Lord. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. So let's see if there are chat questions. Yeah. Jyoti Takni Mataji is asking, could you please share how to find the purpose for actions in material and spiritual way?
Hare Krishna Jyoti Mati, Dandavat Pranam, All Good Sri Prabhupada. I don't know if it's possible in your situation to unmute or not. Some elaboration will help me in the question. Is the question, are you in a position to unmute? Yes, Mati.
Could you hear me, Prabhuji?
I can hear you, Mati. Please go ahead.
Prabhuji, you mentioned about the you mentioned about the purpose, right? So, say we are doing some activities, we know that it's a spiritual or it's a material, and I'm not in state that to identify the objects that can be used in a material way, but for having that state to look into in spiritual way, I'm not at that level. So I want to know what is the purpose of the activity that we are doing, to identify that we have to choose it to solve it or we have to choose it to avoid it. Say for a particular instant. I am not able to put my question in a right way. I don't know how much I am able to.
I think I understood, Mati. Yeah. I think let me try. I hope I understood. I will try. There are two elements in your question I understood. One is, in my situation right now, I may not be able to utilize everything material in a spiritual way. That is one point. That is my understanding of my current status. So given that understanding, when I'm dealing with different difficulties in life, different problems in life, when do you decide, do I need to do something to solve it, or do I need to leave it? That is how I understood the question. Did I get it right, or any corrections? Please go ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji, absolutely. Thank you so much for
Welcome.
rephrasing it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So basically, actually, His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu was giving another class on tolerance. Most of us love one of the verses from Shikshashtakam. Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnana, Amanena Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadaharihi. As part of that class, he was talking about tolerance. And I like this point that he was sharing also in that. Basically, the topic comes under tolerance. Tolerance goes like this. Tolerance means maturity, developing maturity to understand what to do in a particular situation. And that comes with our spiritual intelligence sharpened by Guru Sadhu Shastra. For example, in any situation, we can do three things. One is, we can suddenly problem comes, we'll run away, leave. Option 1. Option 2, stay there, don't do anything. Option 3, do something to fix it. So naturally the question comes is, what are we supposed to do? Like that. So the maturity, tolerance is a maturity to understand when to do these three things. Okay. Irrespective of anything we learn in life, what helps me is this. Remember, we talked about how my ultimate goal is to develop relationship with Krishna. Okay. Now, if I do, in this situation, if I take option 1, option 2, or option 3, which is helping towards this, I need to try to see. Number 1. Can I do that? Maybe I cannot do that because the pretext for your question already you mentioned. I'm able to understand how this is helping to bhakti. If I do option 1, how it will help to my goal, I may not be able to understand. Then I go down next level. Next level is option 1, option 2, or option 3. Which of these is considered like a service to Krishna and my Guru? That means if I take which of these options, that will align with the teachings I'm hearing from Guru, that will help with practices my guru wants me to do. That's the second level we can take it to. Usually I get the answer there, because if let us say today is Ekadasi, I want to chant few more extra rounds. Now somebody asks me, can you please take me to Mal for 2 hours? Then I have a choice. I don't know if going to Mal will help me to go to Krishna or not, because that may be helpful for my wife to be satisfied for today. But then I know by going to Mal, I cannot chant the extra rounds I want to do. So I request them, why do you want to go Mal? Okay, you want to go to Mal because you need this right soon. Okay, you need it by Friday morning? Okay, today is Tuesday. So let us plan. I have Wednesday evening, I have 6 to 7 time. Is it possible if we go on Wednesday evening, we can get it? I'm blocking the time in the calendar. So you can trust me. I don't go back on my words. Let us, Wednesday 6 to 7, we'll go to the Mal. But today I wanted to chant my extra rounds, because I heard from a class other day that chanting extra rounds and Ekadasi is helpful. So let me chant. So like that, we work it out, that problem here. So let us say that is one option. So option I chose is that I solved the problem now. Same situation, I could take the other choice also, saying at this point in my life, my aspiration was to chant more today, but at this point of time in my life, I didn't develop sufficient relationship with my wife that I can convince her that we'll do this. So let me listen to her now, but I can keep my bhakti inside, and I will constantly think about Krishna while going there also. I'll think about the class I heard in the morning. I think about the chapter I read in the morning in Srimad Bhagavatam while going there. That way, my relationship with her will become strong today. And then next Ekadasi or next Ramanavami, I will chant more. That's okay. That's the other option I can choose also. So like that, depending on circumstance, depending on my situation and the particular relationship we have with the person or the particular situation, what is in my capacity, what is not in my capacity, we choose the appropriate action that will help us either for our bhakti practices or our services or something favorable to pleasing Krishna. I don't know if that helps. You can ask for clarification, Mataji, if needed.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Nice
Thank you,
question,
Prabhuji.
practical question.
Eternally grateful to you. And Prabhuji, you mentioned one thing, that you were so quick. I was so fast while writing notes. Prabhuji, you mentioned that there will be a time that we will go from one phase to another. Say, Krishna will understand that the given test is passed, so he will give the next test
Okay.
as a set of problems, right? And then you gave couple of points there. You mentioned about how we pass the test, and you gave that indication. You gave the milestone. So my question to you is, say I want that milestone points, but my question to you is, there is not only about the test and the problems, there is a need of understanding what exactly we are supposed to do in our devotions, though it's not a realization, but we understand that we are lagging. Say if I'm chanting and I'm hearing, so the first year when I was hearing and I was chanting was 16 rounds and the minimal hearing was enough, but the next year I cannot hear the same quantity and same quality, right? I have to go one step ahead to do the same 16 rounds. So what is that? How a person should, how a follower should understand that where the person is lacking in the quantity to chant the same 16 rounds, and to understand that, okay, at least I try to do my service in my capacity. So that's what my question was.
I think so. Yeah. Let me try to rephrase the question, Mataji. So you are asking two questions. I don't know. First question was relation to the tests. I think tests Krishna gives in our life. Is that the relation to that, the milestones I was describing? How Krishna gives one kind of test and second kind of test like that. Is that the relation to that first question?
No, you said that one Krishna will give a test and we'll pass the test, and then you mentioned a couple of points that these are you mentioned some points there.
Okay, let me try if this is the same thing that you're asking.
You said that if we pass the test, we will have some understanding of what I have to accept, what to achieve my goals. The help that Lord has given, am I able to accept it, or I need some more help?
Okay, maybe
We will,
this is what you're talking about. Let us try.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
let me
those
try.
points.
Yeah, a couple of things I mentioned around it. I don't remember the exact thing, but I remember a couple of things around that. One is Krishna doesn't give a test that we cannot handle. That was one point I was telling. Second thing was that when we are developing our relationship with Krishna, so initially we are talking, Krishna might give some enjoyment opportunities for us to try out, some facilities for us to try out. So then if we become complacent with the enjoyment opportunities and facilities and choose them instead of Krishna, then that is the first test. So we pass that test when we're not choosing facilities, not choosing enjoyment, by giving up relation with Krishna. That's what I mean. I don't mean to say that we should not have any facilities, we should not have any enjoyment, not like that. What I mean is we should not give up relationship of Krishna for the sake of enjoyment. Yeah. So let us say I choose the relationship with Krishna first. That is the first milestone I was talking about. If we do that, then Krishna will give you problems in your life, for example. That means now I clearly said I don't want luxuries, enjoyment, Krishna. I want you. Now Krishna is saying, are you sure you really want me? How about some pain? If I give you some pain, will you say, if I give you pain, will you say, Krishna, please relieve me pain? I don't want you for now, but please relieve me pain. I want to take care of this first. Then I'll come to you. Or I'll say, Krishna, I do whatever pain or suffering, I don't know, but I want to stay in relationship with Krishna. You do whatever you want with that. That is the second test I was talking about. Those are two aspects, Mati. I don't know if that helps for the first point. First question you were asking, or something more?
I will re-hear it, Prabhuji. You just
Okay.
go ahead with it.
Sorry, Mati. Yeah. So second thing you were asking was, what is the second thing you were asking, Mati? Sorry, I didn't have so much memory to remember the second thing you were asking.
The
Do you have any?
purposes, Prabhuji. I asked about the purposes.
Okay, good. Yeah, purposes of?
Purposes that we do. If we have, say, given activity that will lead to our goal, but we cannot define that this particular purpose of activity that we are doing, I cannot gauge. So, what is the criteria to gauge that?
Okay, I remember now. You were giving a chanting and hearing example you were saying, and how will you know what is the next milestone I need to achieve like that?
Yes.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, this is a wonderful thing. Actually, this is the beauty of Bhakti. We like it also. Bhakti is so beautiful that is context specific, meaning it is very specific for each one of us. And Krishna is so amazing that he'll give us, each one of us, what we need at that particular time. So, for example, I've not heard about any book called so and so until now. But the moment I needed that information, I'll get that book right now, like that. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives instruction, right? Dadami buddhi yogantam. I give the intelligence to my devotee. So when we sincerely practicing our devotion service with whatever capacity we have, that is a great thing. We don't need to practice something here. Whatever capacity I have, if I sincerely practice devotion service, what happens is Krishna will reveal us through a devotee or through a shastra what is the next thing I need to improve on. That means if I'm chanting 16 rounds now, do you need to chant 17 rounds, or do you need to increase the chanting quality, like that? Always quantity and quality are the two levels we can grow in bhakti. But ultimately, whether it's chanting or hearing, ultimately we're more absorbed in Krishna. That is the main point. So that means if I'm already chanting 16 rounds, I'm not in a position to chant more rounds. Then I can focus on how many rounds I can chant in the morning versus evening. How many rounds I'll chant sitting at one place, and then how many rounds. How do I improve my absorption in holy name by not letting my mind go away? Is there anything I can do? Maybe I eat little less prasadam last night. Maybe I sleep little bit early last night so that I can get good rest before my chanting. Like that, we can look at quality improvements. But what to improve in our life? There are two things. One is inspiration coming from Guru and Sadhu and Shastra. Second thing is we can ask our mentor. We need to designate one mentor for ourselves. We don't ask 100 people. We ask one mentor for what is the practical life change I need to do in my life, in my sadhana. That sadhana practice is changing in life. Only one person is ideal. Otherwise, I will tell you something, he will tell you something, she will tell you something. So we can ask philosophical questions from everybody, learn the tattva, learn the greatness and sweetness of Krishna from everybody. But in terms of practically what I need to do in my life, only one mentor we can take guidance from. That will help a lot to go to the next milestone, Mati. Does that help, Jyoti Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, and eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Welcome,
Hare
Mati.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for that practical question. And thank you, Prabhuji, for a very practical reply also to that. In fact, this class was everything practical, which is reflecting in every one of us, our lives also. So thank you, Prabhuji, once again. And I don't see any more questions or hand raise. But all glorifications is there in the chat. So everyone is praising that the class was really very wonderful, very practical. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So thank you, Prabhuji. So with your permission, we can end the session here.
Sure.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji, once again on behalf of all devotees for you to come on the call and give us your valuable time and association. And we want your association frequently in future to give this very practical class again and again for us. Devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatrupasya
Vancha kalpatarupesya kripa sindhubhyo eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Jai Sundarananda Prabhuji ki
Prabhuji
Jai.
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 Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji. Very
Krishna
Jai.
Krishna,
beautiful
Hare
class.
Hare, Hare Ram,
Jai.
Ram Ram.